Welcome to another edition of Phinesse Speaks. I am Phinesse. This is the weekly video blog to help the independent artists. This week, we're going to do something different. We're going to do a dedication, but also use this dedication as a chance for us to evaluate who we are. This past week, we lost the one and only Don Cornelius. He was the host and creator of Soul Train, one of the longest syndicated television programs in history. Many talent came through there. Michael Jackson, Naughty by Nature, Stevie Wonder, Gladys Knight and the Pips, David Bowie. The list just goes on and on and on and on. Sorely going to be missed, but there's some examples that we can learn from, especially in the black community. And this is who I'm going to address this to this week. When it comes to our product, our image, and who we are. When it came to something that needed to be done, Don Cornelius didn't complain about it. He just went out and did it. And I'm talking in reference to Soul Train. As he sat down and looked at television and realized there was nothing on that reflected us, who we are, where we came from, he decided to put his own money up. He didn't get any investors. He put his own money up to start Soul Train. He was the writer, the producer, the creator of the show. He took this show into syndication, all on his own, on his strength and his hard work. Again, not complaining, but taking action upon himself to get things done, which is something that we need to do. Instead of complaining about things that we see in the community, things that we don't like on TV or in music, we need to make the changes and do the same thing, following the examples of our mentors before us. When it came to dealing with business, he went to the black businesses and he says, look, you have to get behind this product. You have to advertise. It's going to help you and benefit you. Remember the Afro Sheen commercials? If it wasn't for Don Cornelius and Soul Train, would we ever had heard about Afro Sheen? So he was showing us that we can support and that we also, on the other end, we can make money with our product. So again, when we're out here with our businesses, stop trying to, swindle and scam each other. Have a fair, reasonable price. Have a professional product and support one another. One of the other things that he did too, he invested. Not many people know that he was one of the founding fathers of Soul Train Records, which is now known as Solar Records, and groups like Shalimar, The Diel, which featured Babyface and L.A. Reid, Lakeside, Midnight Star. They all came through that boutique label. So he just wasn't about himself, he invested, even though he no longer partnered with the label later on, but he still invested because he saw the need for talent to be seen and to be heard when the big record labels were not even trying to hear of these groups. Can you imagine not hearing a Shalimar record or a Midnight Star or a Lakeside record? Man, Don Cornelius was truly a visionary. We need to follow that example. One of the things I liked about Don Cornelius, when you look at this age of television that we live in now, we as black people will sell our souls to make $1. We will be on reality TV, just acting ignorant and stupid. We'll be out in public, just all loud and saying whatever we feel like because we feel like we are entitled to. Don Cornelius is trying to say there's a time and a place for everything. Don Cornelius never stepped out of the house looking raggedy and busted. You didn't see him in the street with bedroom slippers and socks. He came out and he represented because he understood all eyes were on him. All eyes were on us, and he was trying to set an example for us to follow. There's some of the things that we need to keep in mind when we remember Don Cornelius. Are we going to follow in his footsteps? Because it's not too late. We still can be better at the kind of entertainment that we put out there, better in the kind of music that we put out there, better in how we present ourselves. One of the other most important things that I loved about Don Cornelius, that he never sold out. When this show was starting to get picked up nationally, corporate America came to Don Cornelius and they basically said, hey, you got a great product, we want to get behind you, but you got to change that soul, because it's too negative. We got to make it where it's more inclusive so everyone can be included. Don Cornelius basically said, I'm not doing anything. This ain't about you. It's about us and who we are and where we come from. So I'm not changing it. If soul is offensive to you, so be it. And I say that to say, so many of you are chasing, chasing the corporate America dream, trying to be pop stars, instead of just being who you are. Doing stuff that comes from the soul. That's what soul music is. There's no such thing as urban music. It's either black or soul music. It comes from your heart. So do what comes from your heart and stop trying to chase that dollar, because it'll come. It'll be there. Don Cornelius is the proof of that. Show ran from 1971 to 2008 when he was able to sell it off. And he still owns a piece of the pie. Still runs in syndication on Centric TV, and it's still one of the greatest shows out there. So peace, love, soul, Don Cornelius, we're going to miss you. And we, as a black community, as black media, as black entertainment, we got to do better. In loving memory of Don Cornelius. That's it for Phinesse Speaks. See you next week.